This is Stephen Welsh, President of the International Chiropractors Association, with the Daily Message for Thursday, June 11th. Well, today, let's recap our journey in the search of the truth. On Monday, the discussion centered around the suggestion that there were some fundamental reasons that our society is experiencing so much discord, that we're in the middle of a renaissance, an awakening brought about by access to information that we never had before. People are beginning to question the legitimacy of the system. And it's not just the justice system or the healthcare system, but actually all of our institutions that have an effect on our daily lives. People are beginning to wake up to the fact that there's a natural tension between those experts in our various institutions that have a bias toward defending the status quo, rather than promoting the changes that are often promised but rarely delivered. People are beginning to see that when the experts are questioned, they accept accountability when things go right, but deny responsibility when things go not quite so right. People are beginning to see that there is an expectation that we all just accept the opinion of those experts, do what they ask, follow their pronouncements, even when some of those recommendations defy common sense. Well, on Tuesday, I then threw down the double BS flag against those scientific journals that make publishing decisions with an apparent agenda, an agenda that seems to be, again, biased towards defending the status quo. The problem is, once caught, credibility is lost, and the public loses confidence, and then people begin to question everything, and that's when chaos ensues. Isn't that what we see happening in our society today? Well, yesterday, we then focused on the hypocrisy that is inherent in our scientific community. For years, the chiropractic profession has been denigrated by those who have a vested interest in maintaining their near monopoly position in healthcare. Now, when we discuss the positive benefits of the chiropractic adjustment, the argument used against us is always tied to those 6 most dangerous words in evidence-based medicine. There is no scientific evidence that, anyway. And in the context, the only scientific evidence that they count is the random control trial study. Well, this pandemic, as terrible as it is bringing to the forefront the Achilles heel of a healthcare system embedded in a paradigm that is failing us. You see, the physicians in the hospitals, in the emergency rooms, and even those at the VA are actually experiencing the same negative biases as we chiropractors have been for over a century. You see, in the current situation, a health crisis with no known scientifically accepted medical interventions, there is no choice but to revert back to the trial and error method. But there's a difference today. Today, doctors around the world, the ones who are actually treating the patients, can communicate and collaborate and share almost instantaneously with one another what was tried, what worked more effectively, and what is actually in the best interest of the patient. You see, we're now beginning to see that the doctor's experience, which is supposed to be an important element of evidence-based medicine, is actually no longer being given the respect it deserves. Meanwhile, there are those experts who sit behind a desk, search the literature, reject all evidence that is not an RCT, and then make pronouncements and recommendations that in the big picture are not really based upon true science, but rather are actually based upon their expert opinion, which is actually the lowest form of evidence-based medicine. And so I will repeat the words of the founder of our profession, written over 100 years ago. The discovery of truth should be the sole object of all investigation and discussion. And then he added, by the way, quote, I especially invite the attention and criticism of physicians and others whose medical education has been different from my own. So, we at the ICA will continue our journey in search of the truth, and we will also listen to and weigh the comments and concerns of all who view things through that different lens. Our objective, however, will always be to seek the truth. Now, next week, we will review some history and see what lessons can be learned from the experiences of those who challenged the so-called experts of their day. Well, that's my update for today. Tomorrow, Dr. Selena will return to the end of the week with another inspirational message. I will be back on Monday to continue our journey in search of the truth. Meanwhile, please reach out and connect with the ICA. We are here for you to help your patients, because they do need your reassurance that there is no need for mass panic. And don't forget, you are truly their beacon of hope. Now, we will get through these challenging times, and we will do it by working together. Thank you.